All right, so after a crazy year in 2025 that saw updates to a number of popular credit cards, 2026 is here and already off to a controversial start thanks to some massive changes from Built's new 2.0 program. So with everything going on in this video, I want to basically cut through the noise and make a new list of what I think are the 7 best credit cards of 2026. Now, I'm a strong believer that no credit card is perfect for everyone, so I made this list of best cards based on what I think would give the most people the most value, and I'm going to call out some honorable mentions here as well throughout this video. But with all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into things with credit card number 1 on this list, which is going to be the Capital One Venture X. In a world where most high-end travel credit cards nowadays come with a long list of complicated credits that effectively make them feel like coupon books, Capital One has managed to keep the Venture X pretty much as simple as it was when it first launched several years ago. It comes with a standard welcome offer of 75,000 miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months from account opening. And those 75,000 miles are going to be worth a minimum of 1 cent per mile for at least $750 in year 1 value, which is pretty nice. Now, for people like myself who know how to transfer those miles to get even more value thanks to the hotel and airline transfer partners that come with this card, that bonus could be worth closer to at least 2 cents per mile for around $1,500 in value. But the bottom line here is that in year 1 with this card, you're going to come out well ahead of the $395 annual fee on the Venture X. However, the real reason that people feel like that fee isn't too bad is because of the $300 annual travel credit that you get every single year for travel booked through Capital One as well, and because of the 10,000-mile anniversary bonus that you get every year starting on your first account anniversary. That credit's worth at least $100 at a minimum, again at that 1 cent per mile rate. So that means that you can effectively get $400 in yearly value for a $395 annual fee on the Venture X, which sounded reasonable 5 years ago on this card, but it sounds like something that's honestly worth celebrating in 2026 when so many other cards are making things a little bit too complicated. Now, we'll see if Capital One is able to continue offering this good of a deal moving forward because the Venture X is kind of at that point in its whole life cycle where it could be due for an update sometime soon, but we'll just have to wait and see if that ever happens. Outside of the credits on this card though, this is going to be a great option for earning a lot of valuable Capital One miles from your spending. So the Venture X is going to earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel, 5x miles on flights and vacation rentals booked through Capital One Travel, and then 2x miles on all other purchases, which makes this one of the best options out there to have in your wallet as a catch-all card for miscellaneous spending. Now, you do have to book through Capital One Travel to get those even higher multipliers for different types of travel purchases. So again, no credit card is perfect, and that can be viewed as a negative sometimes. But I will say that the Capital One Travel portal is one of the best out of all the major credit card issuers out there. And that's because it has features like price drop protection, price matching, and price alerts as well. Those features have made this portal a competitive option for booking travel at the best prices, which is something that a lot of other portals kind of struggle with sometimes. So even though I usually prefer to book hotel stays and flights direct if I can, it's not always too bad if I do end up using Capital One Travel. The Venture X also comes with some good travel protections, including primary auto rental coverage, and there's even some other benefits like Hertz President's Circle status, as well as no foreign transaction fees, cell phone protection, and up to 4 additional cardholders for no additional fee. However, the other negative thing about the Venture X that's new for 2026 is that those additional cardholders are no longer going to be able to get free airport lounge access anymore starting on February 1st, 2026. So the primary cardholder can still get into Capital One lounges, Priority Pass lounges, and some others for free, but additional cardholders will have to pay a fee for annual lounge access or a per-visit fee. Still though, the Venture X remains one of the easiest top-tier cards to recommend, especially if you're going to be the primary cardholder and you have a Capital One lounge in your home airport or an airport that you fly out of a lot. So it's an easy pick to be on this list once again for 2026. Next up, we're going to move over to a card that you probably could have guessed would be the second card here on this list because it pairs so well with Venture X and it's got no annual fee as well. And that, of course, is going to be the Capital One Savor Rewards card. So the Saver is marketed as a cashback credit card for the most part, and it comes with a standard welcome offer that typically sits at around $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months from account opening. But we do see some limited time offers pop up from time to time on this card throughout the year. Now, the Capital One Saver is going to be a great card for getting 3% back on a lot of everyday spend categories. And that's because it gets 3% cash back on grocery stores, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. And it earns 5% cash back on hotels, vacation rentals, and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. There's also no foreign transaction fees on the Saver as well, which means that this is going to be a pretty widely accepted Visa card outside the US as well. So that's honestly pretty rare for a no annual fee credit card to have no foreign transaction fees. But the one superpower that this card has is that it can be combined with a card like the Venture X if you have that one as well, and you can then turn the cash back from the Saver into more valuable Capital One miles. That conversion happens at a rate where $1 of cashback is equal to 100 miles, so that $200 of cashback from something like a welcome offer could be turned into 20,000 miles, and 3% cashback on grocery stores, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services could then be turned into effectively 3x miles per dollar on all those things. This two-card setup has been nicknamed the Capital One Duo, and it's going to be a great simple setup that, again, is easy to recommend for most people. And that's why I had to include both the Venture X and the Saver card from Capital One here on this list of the best credit cards for most people in 2026. Now, next year, I wanted to jump over to a similar 3x earning card that I think is still very underrated, but objectively, it is one of the best credit cards out there right now. And that is going to be the Citi Strata Premier. So the Strata Premier has a standard welcome offer that's typically around the amount of 60,000 Citi thank you points after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months from account opening. And like any other points currency, those points can be redeemed in a number of ways, but personally, I value them at around 2 cents per point each with the transfer partners on this card. So that makes 60,000 thank you points worth around $1,200 to me. That's a ton of upfront value for a card that only has a $95 annual fee. Plus, there's also a $100 annual hotel benefit that comes with the Strata Premier, where once per calendar year, you can get $100 off a single hotel stay of $500 or more, and that's excluding taxes and fees and applied instantly at the time of booking through citytravel.com. So this credit could be enough to offset the annual fee on this card as well, even though personally I'm not a huge fan of Citi Travel for its prices in the past. But I will admit that I've used this portal recently for booking a hotel stay when I was using a credit, and I did see some competitive pricing, so this credit could be actually kind of decent depending on the situation. Also, you're going to earn some really good travel bonuses on travel booked through Citi as well, because the Strata Premier earns 10x points on hotels, rental cars, and attractions booked through citytravel.com, 3x points on air travel and other hotel purchases, 3x points at restaurants, 3x points at supermarkets, and 3x points on gas and EV charging. There's also no foreign transaction fees on this card as well, so the Strata Premier is definitely going to be a powerful points earning card from anywhere in the world. And those points just got a little bit more powerful as well last year when Citi brought on American Airlines as a direct one-to-one transfer partner here. And that makes Citi thank you points the only major points currency that allows transfers over to American Advantage miles. Now, unfortunately, Citi doesn't really have that many great hotel transfer partners, even though there can be some value found here with the hotel programs they do have. And then another negative thing that people usually think about when it comes to Citi is their customer service. But I will say that I've never personally had any issues myself with that, so that's not something that I would let get in the way of getting this card or any other Citi credit cards. You've also got some decent travel protections here, although I do wish that Citi would go into more detail about all this stuff on their website for the things they do mention, like trip delay protection and car rental insurance that come with the Strata Premier. So I had to dig into my own Citi account just to find this information and all this stuff, which is where I saw that this car rental insurance is actually secondary and not primary. But yeah, the Citi Strata Premier is honestly a pretty underrated card with strong points multipliers in a bunch of categories, and it pairs really well with the next card on our list here, which is going to be the Citi Custom Cash that I still believe is the most flexible credit card on the market when it comes to earning points or cash back. So the Custom Cash has no annual fee, and it comes with a standard welcome offer of $200 cash back after spending $1,500 in the first 6 months of account opening. But when you read the fine print for this offer, you're going to see that Citi actually says this offer will be fulfilled as 20,000 Citi thank you points, which can then be redeemed for $200 of cash back. That means this card is earning the same points currency as the Strata Premier we just talked about here, and you can combine the points earned on these two cards as well to then transfer for more value with the transfer partners on the Strata Premier. That's great to know for the points earned from the welcome bonus on the Custom Cash, but it's also great for the points earned from the main spending multiplier on this card, where you can basically earn 5% cash back or 5x points per dollar on your top eligible spend category each billing cycle for up to $500 spent. Those categories include restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drug stores, home improvement stores, fitness clubs, and live